Everybody, welcome to Jamflix and Chill. I'm Dieting Hippo. We're going to be showing off games from Awful Summer Jam 2017. Today we have Xibanya and Mihai with SimShine. Say hi, guys, like it's the first time you're saying it.
Hi, everybody. I've never done this before, saying hi.
Howdy, everyone. This is the first time that I've ever said hi, and I'm kind of really scared, so please be gentle.
And afterwards, we're going to have the Smash Boys versus the Nerdy Boys with Harold Krell. Let's go ahead and get SimShine all started up.
Yeah. And I'm really looking forward to having Krell on later, because I'm a big fan.
Winners don't booze up.
I was so happy every time I saw another game in the jam that had the FBI logo. I know it's a common joke, but it's just, you gotta have it.
Oh, yeah. Let's see, I know I already have a game saved here, but I'm going to go new game because I want to go through some of Mihai's voice acting in the tutorial, which is absolutely phenomenal.
Yes.
Never made moonshine.
I hope you noticed that this game...
Don't worry, Uncle Billy'll have you up and running in no time.
I don't think I ever heard that name before.
Uncle Billy's Shiner Emporium.
It's so good.
The goods right here.
Really
Yes.
reminds me of
sundries to help
Jigglebilly.
Get you started. So
You don't say.
Pro tip in chat, if you hear the game mute, I've clicked out of the window for a second.
Take the cornmeal and water.
Don't do that.
And put them inside.
I'll try not to the best I can. So, feel free to tell us how you got the idea for SimShine.
Let's see, because I think as soon as we saw that the theme was announced, bootleg, I didn't really like the idea of making a janky knockoff of another game. Also because I feel like the golden age of bootlegs may have been in the, I don't know, the 80s or the early 90s, where it was past my real recollection, and so I wouldn't really be nostalgic about it. I mean, I've got a lot of, memories of watching bootleg films, but it didn't really resonate with me. So the next thing that resonated with me is, well, I really, really like Factorio. So I want to make a Factorio knockoff, but I want to make a classy Factorio knockoff. Anyway, somehow one thing led to another. But I remember right away I was advocating for an Art Deco look. I think it turned out really well that Delinda Airlines, our flight attendant sim from the last jam, had been themed based on an era. That was actually Mihai's idea, to theme it on that sort of Googie style. And that, well, I mean, we won Best Style for that, so it seemed like a good strategy. Past that, we had Approaching Infinity kind of helping us this sort of advisor role, and then we did a few key elements of the dev, although I did the lion's share of it. And he had the idea that we needed to have multiple locations and we needed to dodge the feds. So sort of this Factorio meets this additional management element. And so we started on that right off the gate, I think. We came up with that within, less than a day of the theme being announced. I don't know if you remember, Mihai.
Yeah, it was pretty quick. I think I remember, well, even when we were brainstorming a little bit, the thought went straight to Art Deco and then that moonshining era of the Prohibition in the 20s. It was... Funny enough, I think with the games, they've all been stepping back in time, one right after another, each one having a slightly older era than the other.
40 years at a time, man.
And there you go. Your very first.
Yeah, no, the Art Deco look was pulled off very well.
Before you know it, someone will take it off your hands.
Let's go ahead and sell this alcohol. Like, the little lion art around all the windows, absolutely perfect.
Yeah, I want to give a big shout out to Megane, who did the vast majority of the art you see in this game. He works very quickly and he works very efficiently, and one thing that makes him such an asset on a team like this is he's got a great eye for UX design. And normally, in other teams, I've had to be the one to puzzle that out as the lead dev, but it takes an enormous load of work off of me to have somebody else working on UX. And I know Megane took the lead along with Mihai on the UX for Delinda last time too. So that makes, having somebody who can do that is so valuable.
Yeah, I'll say when working on Delinda Airlines, just to go back for a second, he was just an outright OG as we were discussing color palettes, and all of a sudden he just whipped out this color palette, whipped out assets, and it was just amazing to watch the efficiency by which he works. So just a shout out and hat tip to him.
Yeah, I said to him this time, so Meg and I worked with us on #Everest, where there were a ton of items. That game also was a bit database driven, so interestingly, it's the game that I've done before that's most like this one, although they're very different. And so I was apologizing to Megan this time, like, sorry, Megan, it's kind of like #Everest. I'm going to make you do a bunch of items. And he was like, no problem. I did 600 tiles for Caves of Cud, so this is nothing.
Dang. So,
I feel like everybody watching should...
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, everybody watching probably knows this, but Caves of Cud is by Goon Normal, and you should go buy it and spend all your money on his games.
I'll definitely have to check that out later myself. So, full disclosure, I've already played through this once before, and I found out a couple small tricks. Like, for example, going into the... what's his name again? Uncle Billy? Just going into the specials tab. Just buying all the corn wash. I love it.
That's good. I made the specials OP because I have learned from experience, because Mihai and I go out and we demo these games a lot at expos and other showcases, and it's a little disappointing to see that your average Joe, or maybe it's just, what you see at these expos, but a lot of people don't have a lot of curiosity. And so I find myself really wanting to reward curiosity and trying oddball things. So you generally, sometimes buying the specials is a bad decision. Like if you buy a finished product, you'll never turn a profit. But experimenting, there are a lot of really good ways to make a profit by taking advantage of the specials section.
How rise to take an active role.
Yeah, I have yet to try making any hobo wine or anything like that with the grape juice. But I'm thinking at some point I'm definitely going to have to set that up.
We arrived at having a Jiggle Billy pastiche, a bootleg Jiggle Billy, if you will, Uncle Billy, because I wasn't even thinking about this, even though I was a big fan of Aqua Teen in my teen years. But approaching Infinity, immediately started cracking jokes about, commence the jiggling. And we're like, okay, yes. And, I think we were really sold, because I think right then Mihai was able to do a good impression.
Oh, very nice.
Of course, with originality, trying to make sure that it's not too much of a knockoff, but yeah, getting that right kind of tone and just that sort of language I've been in the hooch for just a little bit of time. That was a lot of fun to be doing the session for that one.
I could imagine.
Yeah, I had the privilege of being able to direct him for that, and I'm always stunned every time I see him perform, because it's such a transformation. It's such an incredible thing to see him go from his normal speaking voice to embodying this character so well and so fully.
Sorry, I'm looking up employees real quick.
Yeah, you found the help screen.
Yep, help screen. It's got
that was
so
a
much
last minute
information.
addition. I sat down. I spent 2 hours writing that because I realized, oh shit, like I'm gonna end up writing all this in the thread, being like, by the way, everybody, you gotta know this. So I might as well just get it done with now. And here's your wall of text.
It definitely helps with a Factorio-like game too, just to have the reference right there. I
guess I'll talk to you.
Oh, sorry, go for it.
No, if you have a question, you ask me. I like questions.
I was just merely going to comment that with the style of game that I did, I didn't think a help screen would fit with the aesthetic, because I was going for a NES-looking game, and they are notorious for not giving you...
bootleg.
Oh, yeah, no, and they're notorious for not giving you any help at all. So I included a air quoting instruction manual with the game.
Yeah, but I find that level of fidelity ends up sometimes biting you in the ass. Because I feel like if your excuse for making something less user-friendly is, well, that's what it was like, in the source material or in the thing that inspired this, everybody likes. I don't know if that's a very strong reason. Not to be overly critical or anything.
no,
and random aside,
absolutely.
we need to make sure that we've got time in this to hit up all the VO. So if you feel like we're running short on time, I'll tell you all of the shortcuts. Or not all of VO, but all the characters.
Audience.
All right, they'll never know.
Oh, no, I already pushed back to our schedule, so we've got plenty of time to kind of just click through things. And
Sweet.
if you have any suggestions for me to do stuff as well, absolutely give it, because usually with this kind of game, I set something up and then I just stare and watch it for a bit.
Because I'm looking at the setup you've got here, and I notice you don't really have a lot of connections going. You could really make that setup a lot more efficient.
What could I do here? Because I want to make a lot of corn whiskey out of this stuff here. But as you can see,
you've got unaged corn whiskey.
It's not aging.
You are correct, because corn whiskey is bourbon, but bourbon is not entirely of corn whiskey. Bourbon also involves wheat whiskey, so what you've got to do now is make aged wheat whiskey. Do you remember how to do that?
Yes, I believe it's
and
fairly the same process.
Ooh, we got some good VO coming up.
Get ourselves another vat right there.
Kathy, it's me,
Oh.
your brother Cosmo. Uncle Billy let me know that you were aspiring to be a entrepreneur.
I really like this character, even though Giggs doesn't like this character.
Guidance of the
He's definitely got a bit of character to him.
upkeep, wage, protection money, bribes.
I consider it to be an achievement when someone describes my character as kind of slimy and I imagine probably punchable.
Once you tell me to close this out, any changes you make are gonna be.
Hey, can I also borrow like $5 from you? I'm not gonna do anything unscrupulous or nothing.
Exactly, it's like I'll pay you tomorrow for what you do for me today.
So as you can see here, this game gets a bit like SimCity with your once a month expenses, or I guess Roller Coaster Tycoon or any game of that along those lines. And you may have noticed you might be running short on cash, so if you want to see some more fun things, you should take out a loan from the mob.
Absolutely will do. 5,000 should be enough.
Hell yeah.
I've got something a little
And so one thing,
special
I would like
Cosmo.
to have very varied levels in this game, and they commented on the Gong Show that they're all kind of samey. But one thing that I don't know if they touched upon, but what you can do in this game, how insane you can get, is limited only by how much space you have. So Everdread mentioned that he's filled this entire space with barrels. Well, if you wanted to make even more money, you need more space. But I guess that's not really something a lot of people get into because it would demand a lot of time.
Ooh, I don't think I set this up right.
No, you've got the unaged wheat whiskey. Now you need to turn it into proper wheat whiskey. So take the corn, unaged corn whiskey out of the barrel.
Oh, I gotta kill a connection first. Actually, I think I can leave that barrel there, because that's getting constantly output. And I can make another barrel that'll feed into that barrel as well.
There you go. Now you're thinking with not portals, but something else.
And if you successfully complete that connection, there will be cake.
Something slightly off-brand.
So this game is very database driven, and it was fun for me to hear, John Turp marveling on stream. You spent this entire 3 weeks making something incredibly complicated, which I was very flattered by. I was happy to hear him say that, but the code behind is not ridiculous. So this is all based on a database that has essentially 3 main tables to it. One for the stack types, one for the equipment types, and one for the recipe types. So everything in this game is sort of made to scale along with what's streamed in from the database at runtime. So, for example, the almanac or the shop, it was not me hard coding like, oh, there's 5 pages, or, oh, it's this. It's just coming in directly from the database. So once I had the basic mechanics of how it behaves based on rules from a DB table entry, I can add more stuff. I can add more recipes or more items, and I don't really need to touch the code except, well, in this case, I'd run out of space in Almanac. I'd probably need to put a scroll bar or something, but it makes no difference in the difficulty from my point of view to have 2 items versus 20 items. And so I was very proud of getting that set up like within the first week of the jam. Of course, I had a lot more to work on, and there were a lot of difficult things about it, but I guess I'm proud of the elegant simplicity of how the mechanics that seem so complex came together.
Yeah, no, it's very impressive to get a DB table worked in. I've had to mess with them myself before, and I can't imagine right now implementing one, I guess, efficiently. Because I could definitely put stuff into a table,
Well-
but at the same time, I could probably just use a regular data structure for that. But for something like this, where you have millions of recipes that all have like different combinations and everything, a database lookup table is perfect.
Yeah, because when it comes to having, I don't know, if you have a group of items of the same type and they all have their own attributes, it doesn't necessarily make sense to keep those in a database. But when we have things interacting, so for example, on the almanac screen, where you grab an item and it tells you what are the equipment items that make this, what are the recipe, or what are the base ingredients for this. That's essentially a sort of like a query on the table or the tables.
Yeah, kind of like a join in.
So you're seeing data from
this ID that links to this recipe.
Similar. So I'm not actually putting this in through a direct SQL query. And this, I'm glad Approaching Infinity suggested this. We're importing the data from the tables into a class we call like proto equipment or proto stack, or no, I don't have a proto recipe because those don't change. But an individual stack can have its attributes change, or an equipment item can have different things happen to it in the game. But you don't want that prototype to change. So the prototypes are just kept in a list, and I'm running link queries on those lists, so it's not quite SQL.
Right on.
And for those who are not into C#, link is really cool. It's the best thing ever, and that's why C# is cool. So you've heard Cosmo, and you have heard Uncle Billy. And I can totally steer you in the right direction to hear everybody else. Before I blather on more about that, did you have any more questions for me about how that went on, or questions about the VO? Because I've been talking over Mihai here, I guess.
Mihai, this is the first that I've heard your work, but what else have you done? It's very well done here.
Well, I've done a number of Well, shucks, thank you so much. I'm honored for the compliment. I've been working as a voice actor for 4 years between New York, New Jersey, and here in Texas. And so I've now worked on all of the Team Dog Pit games, going as far back as Slam Fighter 2. That's originally how Xibanya and I had first started working together, being hired to play Sergei Onescu 5-time People's Choice Awards winner Bucharest, but his story we shall save for another day of bullcraps. For one with the anime dubbing company Media Blasters, for one a 2-part OVA known as Holy Knight had starred as the villain Cliff Strive, that's who he was, yes. Otherwise known as the acronym talking guy in some work back in 2015. Have done work in a few other anime, Ladies vs. Butlers, Juden-chan, Rio Rainbow Gate, and have done a lot of work with various game development studios across the country. So have done some work with Wad Jedi Games out of New York, Techno Babylon, Shard Light, and all of a sudden now I'm trying to think exactly what I've worked on. Yes, had recently worked on a survival psychological horror known as Remember with a creator, Michaela Laws, out of Chicago, and a cast from around the country. Just a horror game about 5 college kids that are kidnapped and then forced to survive while remembering a very difficult memory from their past. So have done that. I've done some ESL work with a company out of Korea and just all over the place. Also doing some on-camera work, so working with a few different studios here in Austin, and look forward to talking about those shortly.
Very nice. How was it getting into voice acting for you?
Quite rocky and awkward at first because I didn't originally go to college for acting, but I was at an anime convention of all things and was teasing a friend. I was physically grabbed by the arm and dragged to my first audition, where I was given copy and said, "You are going to audition for this copy and you will like it." And I did. So had then taken some time, had eventually found a coach that I wanted to study with out of New York back in 2013, and had then also gone back to college for audio engineering so I could be able to produce my own work, and was helping with this, handled the sound design on this game using Fmod, and then I do a lot of work in Reaper for just a lot of mixing and mastering, having fun with that. So it's been very exciting. I'll say, like any business, there's a lot of hard work and time that goes into figuring out how to do it well and efficiently.
No doubt. Also, as somebody who is from New York myself, have you found any better pizza elsewhere?
Boss is wondering where his money's at.
I'm probably going to get lynched if I answer that question, so I'll just say, I love what is good. Wink, wink.
By the way, I hope you all enjoyed the voice of Punchy over there, who just showed up to bug you about the money.
Oh, I feel bad for closing him out.
Well,
Whatever, he can have his
don't worry.
money.
We can get a repeat performance.
All you want to do is make sure that if you're gonna take some money out from the mob, it would probably be in your best interest to be paying them back. If catch my drift, amigo.
I love that voice because it's so fucking scary.
Go. The Familia appreciates your business.
Yeah, that one, I'd heard a lot of his character voices before, but that one blew me away. I don't know if I'd heard one quite like that until he busted it out for this game.
Oh, very nice.
So I see, okay,
I
now you
think
got
I
the
finally-
bourbon coming along.
Yeah, I've got the bourbon coming along. I got the bathtub set up.
Yeah.
It's spitting out
Bourbon's
money.
OP, it's good. It's like the most expensive item in the game.
Definitely took a little bit to set up, but once I got the process down,
Well, it's kind of like
yeah.
I don't like the idea of games gating things. If I play a crafting game, I like the idea that I can potentially do everything at once if I wanted to or had the resources or knew how. So this game's the same. I know they mentioned on the Gong Show that they thought there might, I don't know, I should gate it, but I don't see why I should gate the content when so many people already have so much trouble figuring the game out. But yeah, bourbon sells for the highest price, so it's the best item, which seems fitting to me.
oh, I got a hat.
Oh, you got a new hat! I'm super proud. I did achievements. This is the first game where I did achievements.
That's
Look
a sweet hat.
Isn't that cool?
Oh,
Yeah!
I'm gonna go get another hat.
Yeah, you gotta look at what you gotta do to get it.
Yeah, I
Yes!
haven't bought one of these yet, but I saw somebody else decorating theirs up. Oh, Cantina music, very nice.
I wish I'd had time. Yeah, that was Mihai's idea.
Nice little operation.
Because the way it works,
Shame if something that
I was having a little too much fun with that idea. Just said, let's throw it in there.
because how it worked is he assembled the audio files on his own. Because I steadfastly did not let him into the repo, even though he's not a developer. But I was playing very fair, and so he was getting me, all these audio files, transferring it to me via Google Drive or via USB and so forth. And basically, I had so many options. I had a massive pile of stuff, and he had it all ready with the audio levels or volume levels all situated. And so I'm looking at this, the music to put into the game, and my first reaction is like, wait, what's this really? But he's like, no, it'd be really funny. And the more I thought about it, the more I was like, yes, yeah, we need this. I can't be talked out of it now. So there you go. It's Star Wars Cantina theme.
just like any watering hole, and you figure it kind of also goes with the theme, because at some point you're going to ask the question, so, in the speakeasy, who shot first?
So they touched a bit on this in the Gong Show, but the speakeasy items, they indirectly increase your revenue. For each speakeasy item you own, your sell price increases.
Oh, very nice.
I agree with what they said on the stream. It would be lovely to have characters milling around or even see the player character or her brother. I just ran out of time. The game in a sort of glitchy state was ready a week before the end of the jam, but it was incredibly buggy. Mihai, in addition to being our VO and audio guy, is also the lead QA of Team Dogpit, and he can probably tell you all about that.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, please do.
Yeah, so QA, well, I was originally trained by Xibanya. I've always enjoyed things. And so when working on this game as well as prior Team Dogpit games, pretty much just jumping in because I had been less involved with the development I hadn't been involved with the development process at all, just to make sure that we didn't go against the rules. It was something that when the game was at the testing point, just, all right, I don't quite know exactly what I'm going into. Let's get into just going in raw, playing it for the first time, and figuring out what I think should be working and whether it actually worked or not. And so then just testing out everything, trying out items, figuring out how to break things, add a connection, remove a connection, add a connection when you got a lot of money, when you got a little money, when you got no money, when you shouldn't be able to add a connection because you're in debt. It's a process of really just thinking of what's the craziest action that a player might do, because oftentimes we've been at expos and they do it. So being ready that whenever someone is going to try to do something in a game, we've tried to cover as many cases as possible for just any possible combo that a player might do.
And I'd say to all devs anywhere, but especially doing these awful jams, you've got to have, well, a playtester who's not you. Because it's so hard to see the errors in your own game. You're so used to testing it yourself. And actually, Mihai found the bug that John Turt found on stream. I was aware of that bug, not because I'd found it, but because Mihai did, but I wasn't able to sniff it out in time. I now am pretty sure I know what it was. It was ordering. And of course, Mihai did this, and I think he showed me. I was like, well, but nobody's going to do that, right?
Oh, that's what
it was
you think.
the ordering the 9.99 stacks. Oh, shoot. I was going to tell you something, but I forgot what it was. Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah, I need to tell you where the Easter egg is. I wanted to put it in for a story event, but it's just an Easter egg. Click on the square 3 below the heat bar.
Oh.
You can't cut back on Jin. You will regret this.
Oh, very nice.
Who you
Will
haven't
Wright
heard
would be
is, yes. That lovely gentleman whose name you saw at the beginning, the FBI agent. We should hear him. And how you do that? Well, turn on, if you're okay with that, turn on your cheat codes by pressing the P key on your keyboard.
Cheats enabled.
And then when you've done that, you have to do it inside of a stage. So go back to the show.
Oh, sure. Oh, debug mode. There we go.
Yeah, now do it. There we go. Press the 3 key.
Oh, I
And
see
all
where
you're
this is
watching
going.
on the stream.
You can't actually do this. yeah, you heard nothing.
You've been paying.
Sorry, Cosmo.
Kathy Caraway, Agent Wolfsheim, FBI. I'm investigating a bootlegging operation in the area. I don't imagine an upstanding young lady like yourself would know anything about that. But if you see anything suspicious, give me a call.
Take a sock and stuff it.
Yeah, so I think if you go up to 90,
You can't tell me you haven't noticed that one of your neighbors is up to no good. You come down
And then
to
if
the
you go back
station
down to
and answer a
70%,
few
he'll come back.
questions. I'll make sure you don't get mistaken for an accomplice. No?
Alright, how do I go down? Is that 2 or 4?
4. Sorry. 4.
Watch your step, Caraway. I'm on to you.
Ooh, spooky.
I just enjoyed. Well, that performance is fun because it's so understated, so it's not a character that stands out.
Fishes soon at the
But I was blown away, even though I've heard Mihai's work so many times before, but that in this game he was able to create those 4 characters who are talking all the time, and he doesn't sound like the same person in any of them.
No, it's very well done. Voice variety
The fun of voiceover is pretty much you're paid to be a split personality disorder.
Hey, you got a new hat. Anyway, yeah, you should look at that. But also, so, is there any other bit that you want me to sort of guide you through? You should buy the warehouse so you can see what those tiles look like.
Oh, dang.
There you go.
This is enormous.
Yeah. And I hope you notice there's different background for each stage. That was Megane's idea.
Let me go get the basement. Ooh, very nice brick.
I think I'm going to use some of those as my desktop background.
I'd imagine that would tile very well.
Aces!
It does. Oh yeah, it's random event.
Oh, thanks, Cosmo. All right. We are now at the end of our segment for this. Thank you guys for coming on.
Thank you so much for having us on and letting me blather so much about this game that I'm so excited about.
And it has been a sincere pleasure to join. I look forward to seeing the crazy factory that you set up to just get all the wonderful bourbon out to the world.
That or a bunch of hobo wine.
Hell yeah. Well, you know Everdred's favorite, the bum wine.
Bum wine does make everything better, in fairness.
Oh, yeah. Welcome back, everybody, and we got Harold Krell. Go ahead on and say hello.
Hi, everybody, it's me. You might recognize my voice from other games, too. It's me, I'm here. We're going to play a very fun game. It's not Fancy Feast, but it's something just as good. I can guarantee you that. Okay.
Let's get this going.
Yeah.
I'm just laughing so much with the biggest smile on my face. You're a treasure. You really are.
God, that is such a great intro.
Oh, yeah. These
I
are my
love it.
guys.
I think I'm gonna go with Kirby here.
Let's do this thing.
Those portraits are
Best.
great.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Start off. The Puncher Man.
Punch you in the face, nerd.
Yeah, look at that guy.
Do you tend to use the same palette from game to game?
The way I make my games is just incredibly cheaply as possible. So I'll mainly the palette is whatever is readily available in Paint, MS Paint, and then I'll just use that. And if I don't like that, if I don't like a color, I'll just change it to like I don't know. Like they don't usually have a good brown, so I'll just change that to whatever, and then that's how I do it.
That's
With
amazing. I love it.
Yeah, with game jams, it's a lot of it is just getting stuff in the game versus making sure it's technically good. But yeah, that's usually how I make it. It's the least complicated process in the world.
The orange in Twitch chat asks, "What is that naked man doing?" ? Exclamation point.
That ain't no naked man.
The
That's
Naked
Corby.
Man. It's Kirby. Yeah. You ever played this game? Has no one played my game yet? Go play it. So, you punch people, and first of all, they're nerds. They're loser nerds. That's where I got the idea from. 'Cause I fucking hate
Nerds.
nerds. Yeah, fuck those nerds. So what I do with them is that you punch them to death, and you punch their heads off, so you can see their heads flying off, and you're punching them, and then you can kick them, and you can kick their heads off. Because fuck nerds. Nerds deserve to die.
You can't see this, but I'm
Take that.
drinking, and I almost spat out my drink. I'm laughing so hard.
Well, it's funny. Death is funny in this game.
If anything, I just hope that you will amend it so that there's a shooter level where they're just shooting Wikipedia logos at you to try and delete you.
What's that from?
Oh, I got crabs.
There's a voice actor, Mike Pollock. There was some nerd who was desperate to say
He's only famous for Dr. Robotnik, so I'm going to delete his article off of Wikipedia.
and so there was this war going on for about 2 years of this nerd trying to delete Mike Pollock's existence on Wikipedia.
That's funny.
What does he have against Mike Pollock?
I know of Mike Pollock because he's not Long John Baldry of Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog fame. He doesn't have the Pingus meme.
Wikipedia is
although
a place
now he
where...
does. He has. He was actually in Sonic Boom given the line, "Snooping as usual, I see." So he's now lived up to the honor.
I don't know if that counts. You got it. That's why I tried to delete it because it's not the regular Long John Baldry.
Well, in fairness,
crazy.
I mean, Long John Baldry was someone of his own, so it's just that thing of you can.
He was like a country singer or something. I've heard his single, one of his singles.
Plus, he was Canadian.
I guess they're all Canadian though. I think.
You guys are starting to sound like nerds.
Nerds! I know we deserve to get killed. We deserve to get murdered on national television like in this game.
Well, actually, Mike Pollock he lives in New Jersey outside of New York, so technically he's an American, I believe.
Well, Raven, I think Michael Pollock is a nice person and the people should...
This is going to go downhill very quickly. I think I need to submit this article for deletion.
I'm going to be the not funny one here for a moment because Dieting Hippo indicated that he was not familiar with the oeuvre of Harold Krell, of which I'm a huge fan.
First Harold Krell game I've played.
I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, that this game, like all your other games, you have done all of everything that we see, like and hear, art, music, animation, everything.
Do you even lift?
I'm going to take his silence as I'm correct.
Oh, sorry, hold on, I gotta punch this guy in the dick.
He doesn't look like a nerd.
Banana hammock hitbox, very nice.
I don't lift. I don't lift.
It's good. We've got the phrase banana hammock in the stream now. That's good to live on forever.
I'll say one of the things that's beautiful about every Harold Krell game I've ever seen is that the style is so different, but there's always something charming and unexpected about it. Like right now.
He got eaten by the shark. And the scream was the same as the one from the intro. Where'd Krell go?
Oh, we still got him in the chat. He's not talking much though. We may have additional audio
Mihai,
issues at the moment.
You pointed out that the shadows were like final fight.
I didn't see with the shadows, but I'll say that battle just there reminded me of Dano in level 1 of Final Fight from years ago.
$14 combo. 15.
Okay, I think I'm back in.
Oh, welcome back.
Yeah, you're back.
I was just out for like 10, I don't know, 2 minutes.
Did you have everything you wanted to say?
You did all the music for this, right?
Yeah, I
you
did
already
all
said?
the music. So, yeah, brah. Yeah, but I did all the music for this. This piece in particular is based off of Battletoads and Double Dragon, the Ultimate Team. In fact, it's exactly the same thing, except I just rearranged it. So if you play that game, this might all seem familiar. I know they've been talking about it in the stream, like Battletoads and stuff. But it was based specifically off that Sega game, if anyone was interested.
That's badass.
Yeah, and if you get 50,000 points like right now, you get a 1-up. I never mentioned that, but you can hear it, you saying that. It's pretty cool.
I'm
So
going
you
for
run down these
100,000.
nerds. Huh? That's
Go
like the top score, maybe?
Was that the Michael Jackson Sonic 3 sample in there just a moment ago?
Yeah, that's exactly
Oh,
where it
very
came
nice.
from. It's Sonic 3. So yeah, good ear.
I would not have caught that. I sadly missed out on Sonic things.
Sonic is good. I'm gonna get that new Sonic game next week. That's for sure. I love Sonic. That's my inspiration.
Although I just got an article apparently that the street date was just broken, so apparently some people got some copies early at Best Buy. But yeah,
Shibanya. Sega does
Spoiler.
what Nintendo don't.
Yeah, spoiler: Sonic marries Tails and has an affair with Knuckles.
That's
Wow,
not a
it is
spoiler. I've seen that like on the internet for 20 years.
Huh?
That's
no,
not a spoiler.
No, not the spoiler is Shadow marrying Shrek, and then Shadow conceiving Shrek's baby. There's like a
Wasn't that
bunch of
Napal's game? That's not a spoiler.
well, let's just say Angry Minion Bird is not going to be happy when she finds out about the relationship.
I love the shark by the. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say I'd have sex with Angry Bird.
But what about Angry Minion Bird?
Huh? I would murder because that thing's a nerd. And then I have sex. And then I'd still have sex with it. I'm very depraved, just like this. Murder.
It's very. I just appreciated the shark being introduced as a shark.
Hey, it's a shark. It's been there the whole time.
Wow.
It's a callback to the
Wow.
first level. By
Yeah, I saw it eat the guy that he didn't look like a nerd. There's a guy near the end of the first level who doesn't look like a nerd. So explain that.
Huh?
Yeah, he wasn't a
You know what you
nerd,
have to-
and he had huge nipples.
Yeah, he has a huge nipples and a huge wiener. People with huge nipples and wieners need to die.
He's a gym bro nerd. It's pretty much just bro. Do you even live?
Yeah.
Raw.
He's a
I
Jim
mean, I just-
Brony. Get out of here, Jim Brony. The worst kind of nerd.
Now I'm just all right, so I've attended Otakon in Baltimore, and it's always been right after BronyCon, and I just remember one year checking in and going, yes, it's going to be a fun time this year, and he just gives me this look going, thank God you weren't here for BronyCon. Now I'm just envisioning bronies in the hotel gyms just squatting and with rainbow dash wigs and all that sort of stuff.
Oh my god. People who make, like, pony fan games are the worst. I just want to say that.
Is that a spoiler for a future level?
Huh? No. And another reference is about to come up that no one's brought up yet, if you've managed to beat this level, though. So that's going to be interesting.
Is there a big difference? Sorry, I hadn't had an opportunity to play this yet. I was out of town until recently. But is there a difference in mechanics between the different fighters?
No. It took way too long to make, so I didn't want to
Smash
change
Boys.
anything. Did you pause it?
Nope, it's still going.
Hell yes, Smash Boys. I like it's so small but subtle how when you throw a punch, his head appears to turn a bit. I don't know, everything in the animation really sells everything.
Yeah, I'm not classically trained, so I looked at pictures and I was like, man, if I could like draw Buster Bunny from Tiny Toons, I guess this is what he'd look like.
I'm stunned to hear that you're not like a traditionally trained animator because I've always found like in all your games the animation is always so much. I don't know, it's just so much more than all the other games entered in a game jam.
The thing, I don't know if it's a thing. I mean, the thing is just looking at. Really, that's what art is. Just look at something and then you think like, oh, I guess it looks that way. Like when these guys are getting hit, I don't know. It's like you want to like exaggerate them flying away, so that's kind of important. And then for the legs, like I think on average I'll draw a character. Like I drew the nerd one way at first, and then I hated it, and then you just keep redrawing it until you think it looks like the thing you think that it looks like. Because it's like you don't want to draw what you think, you want to draw what you see.
Oh no.
That guy doesn't look like a nerd.
Sorry, you just gotta punch him in the dick.
It's his avatar. In real life, he's a big nerd. He's a big nerd who has bronze ranking.
God, can't even get plat.
And writes original stories about a character named Johnny Five Aces.
Huh? I like that. I like, what's his face? A Zyborn clock.
Oh, Zyborn, yeah.
Yeah. I heard he died, though.
What?
Yeah.
That's tragic.
He dies on a cliff, and there's like 4 balls on the edge of a cliff. It's in Fallout New Vegas or something.
Oh! Fuck.
He was a nerd, though, so he deserved to die.
That is a nerd. Alright, Mihai, I want you to imagine 4 balls on the edge of a cliff.
I can imagine 4 balls in my face. It's not funny.
The question is, are the balls inert?
The balls are big and blue. I'm gonna get high noon to death. Oh, you blew it.
Oh, I got high nooned.
You didn't hear the crying. Did you know that's from Nancy Kerrigan getting her kneecap shattered by Tanya Harding's boyfriend?
Why her? Why anybody?
I recognize some of those
Dieting Hippo, if you
words.
play again, you have to be Sonic. Sonic. You're Sonic.
Yeah, Sonic. I like that meme.
Let's do this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great vocal quit.
In your eye like a pizza pie, but a glam.
Gotta go fast.
That's my DJ voice. It's my crazy taxi DJ voice.
Yo, what up? We're gonna play some crazy taxi. You got the high score. Yeah, you're gonna get the high score in this game, bro. Yo, succotash, win some cash. You're gonna get a rash.
That's pretty much spot on with how I remember it.
Yeah, I don't remember it.
I'm thumbs-upping here. I am not on camera, but I'm thumbs-upping.
I'm
Double
giving you
thumbs-upping even.
2 thumbs up. Way up in the sky.
I'm even giving 3 thumbs up, even though that is physically impossible by most.
My
biology.
3rd thumb's just a big toe that I'm raising up. So I got 1
Boys,
foot on the
keep your
ground and
pants on.
1 foot in the air.
It's okay, we're not getting too spicy, I promise. That'll be after midnight.
Yeah, after midnight, your carriage turns into a pumpkin.
I would love to see some sort of you know what, Harold Krell, I really want to collaborate with you on something because that would be cool. But
Collaborate?
yes, either that or somehow find a way to stick Mihai's voice in a game with your animation. I don't know. We'll find a way because
Hi! I like that.
we're big fucking fans. We're big fans. Let's say.
Fans. Thumbs up for me. Yeah. I don't know. I know the reason I work alone is I don't usually like to collaborate. Not that I'm saying I would never do it, but I don't know. I just like to plan a lot. But
It's nice when you get the vision all to yourself.
It is.
I see that.
It's a lot of work. It's like the most fucking work that you can ever do. I did this like, I don't know. I usually start this like months before the jam. Not really
dang.
months, maybe a month, but yeah. I mean, I don't try. Like I barely do any work, and then eventually I, put more work in at the end, like everyone else does. But I don't know. I do like the idea of. I think, I'm gonna get video game political right now, but I think a lot of people care more about the idea of making a video game than actually making one. And I think, I don't know, you hear people.
God, why are you talking about politics? Ugh.
Because it's a very dire time in history right now, and I think people need to post YouTube videos about people getting pissed off at cartoon shows and video games on the internet.
It's very important.
That's where we are right now, and I'm not afraid to say that. I'm not afraid to drop the big bombs on people. So
Hashtag woke.
Yeah, I'm very woke. I'm very nubile.
Spicy, man. It's spicy.
Yeah, spicy. That's a spicy Italian meatball.
Old spicy.
Speaking of being politically correct, do you want to hear my Italian stereotypical impersonation?
That's amazing. You're sitting very close to Punchy from the last game we had on, which was mine.
Fire away like the mafia.
Punchy.
Got to be done. Vito Corleone. I'm gonna make an offer you can't refuse. You come on the day of my daughter's wedding, and you come and you ask me to kill this nerd for you. And I'm asking you, why do you do this on the day
of my daughter's wedding at this beach. And she was beaten up by the nerds, and the hunky dunky, he dunked her head in a bowl of pudding. And she fell, and she cried, and she told me that you had to beat up the nerds. So I will ask you, in the future, I will ask you for a favor. And you will do that favor for me. Because I punched them nerds. Them nerds went into the water at the beach, and they don't bother your daughter no more. So now, I want to kiss you on your chin as a sign of good faith.
And that's how I would do Godfather 4. I like those nipples. They're very, like, really
I do
weird
like
looking.
them.
Nerd! Those are like, that was a nerd response. You love those nipples. I like how they're not symmetrical. See, even like, I think that's part of art, is just not drawing things good. Or no, yeah, they look like nipples.
They're
symmetrical.
organic nipples.
Like if you go on DeviantArt, like the nipples they draw are very frightening looking because they're not very human looking. They're very insane looking. Well, these ones are insane, but they're natural looking, even though his pectorals are larger than his head.
Do you even lift?
That's my least favorite line. That was near the end of the jam, and I was like, oh, I gotta put in something here. It's like, oh, do you even look, bro? And it just sounds like my regular voice.
How do you record the VO? Like, what's your microphone setup and stuff?
This jam was special because I ended up recording. I did a weird thing where you can record samples of audio, like a PCM, like how you record like drum beats in Famitracker, like.
Oh yeah, I used
so
Famitracker for mine.
Yeah, so I sample my voice for like these uhs are sampled, and near the end of the jam I didn't really care, so some of the voices I just do whatever. I just didn't care at that point because it's like, who's gonna care? Who's gonna? Is John Turk gonna go? Oh, this voice sounds different than the other voices, and I find that it very disconcerting that there's not any consistency in this video game. And I find it, it's just, I wish there was a little bit more polish in that. I'm like, who the fuck is even gonna finish this game? That's stupid. So it's just like, whatever.
Because in the past. This game, but also in the past I've heard from you, like, VO that sounds really, really fucking good. I'm curious about, do you use, like, a microphone that costs more than $5 to record this stuff?
Yeah, I guess. It's a snowball. It's a blue snowball. And
okay, cool.
when the day I got it from Amazon, the back was broken off of it. So it falls off the little stand all the time. And that's probably why... Actually, it's been working a lot. I don't know why it's been screwing up with the jam. My computer just updated when I got home, so maybe that's why. But
it's fucking Windows updates.
It's a fine one. I might get a Yeti soon,
so you have even more clear Krell voice. You can voice the sequel to All Senior Citizens Should Have Life Alert, and the granny is even more depraved and senile.
Hey, where are the onions? I can't find them anymore. And they fell off my toaster.
She sounds like a fucking lyrics from a Beck song, and it's crazy. Yeah, I was just listening to Beck when I got home, and it was like, that probably could be a good joke.
Although, if I may jump in, I'll tell you that to get an AKG C214 or a Caddy 100S just a little more than a Yeti, I'll tell you, your voice will just sound like velvet.
I'm not going to remember any of those words. I think that's why Snowball does good, because the words are really simple. It's just Yeti.
We'll send you the...
Not the, I'm got the A947 microphone, audio-visual microphone that records the ghosts of Christmas past that are lurking around your house. You can hear it very easily, and it's just like,
just go with the Yeti. Go with, like, big mics, if they have that. I think a lot of it, even with games, is just having presentation, just be loud and stuff. It's like, I don't want to hear, like, the backstory of your stupid game. Just have it, like, freaking, have people killing each other. I think that's what makes my game so good, is because the depth and the visceral nature of just murder, and how secretly I think we all want to just murder people, but we can't do it in real life, so we just do it through games. And I'm not endorsing murder. I'm just endorsing murder in video games being, like, very depraved and, like, evil, but in a very technological standpoint. So it's
well, that's why we all played Mortal Kombat when we were 8, with the blood coat on.
you get a spanking for doing that these days. It's like you're not allowed to do that anymore. It's a bad thing. You gotta play frickin' Mario. It's like, here's this Mario game. You get to fucking kill nerds. Mario doesn't fucking care. Sonic doesn't care. You think Sonic cares? This is good. You want to see some really bad Sonic stuff? Go on like DeviantArt or Pixiv or whatever and see like Tails swallowing Sonic whole. That is like freaking like that is a nightmare. This is fun compared to that. Your lord.
Let's not go to Pixiv. 'Tis a silly place. Period.
It's Japanese DeviantArt, but man,
That's all you need to say.
I think I might need to get an account there though, just to post stuff. I need an outlet for this art.
So you're gonna post art about killing nerds?
Killing nerds. You got the princesses from the Disney movies slowly transforming into lawn furniture. There's gonna be like thousands of images on there, and you get comments. You get like the one comment once in a while. It's like, "Can I see more?" And it's just 100% insane all the time. I think Everdread would like it.
And then they want to pay you money, and then you're
It's
like,
endearing.
well, all right, $100, and then they're like, sure.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah,
give
it's
you-
like,
I'll give you
here's my
200.
Patreon. Here's Princess Peach as a toaster, and me cramming bread into her slot. And like, ah! And then,
This is relevant to my interests.
yeah. So, you're lucky that I don't do that. I just make these games. These are interesting. It's like, I could go that far. You know, those... You know, that way.
So really, you're saving the world from something
I
they
know.
can't handle.
It's like, why look at pictures of, you know, Samus Aran transforming into the morph ball and being painted as a billiard ball? She gets knocked around, and then...
I'm glad you thought so hard about this.
Yeah, it's important, because why do you get interested in that when you could be more interested in, like, killing nerds? And just, like, you know, you see, like, these scrawny little weaklings at school, and they're not doing anything. It's like, I'm gonna be smart one day. It's like, not if you're dead. Not if you're dead. Not if I kick your head off. Because it's like, it's an important thing. And I'm not advocating killing nerds. I think people are gonna think that I'm advocating killing nerds, but I'm really not. Wink, wink. Whatever you take is that wink, you know? It's whatever you say. I'm not saying you should do it, but wink, wink, you know?
Not just as good as a wink.
True. If somebody thinks that you mean something that might actually make you get in trouble, then that's on them.
I know.
Obviously, if it's a good
That's
thing,
the
then
whole-
you're responsible.
yeah,
But
that's
if it's
the
a bad
whole-
thing, you
that's
weren't
in
responsible.
line with the bootlegging theme, because it's like, it's all about not getting in trouble, because it's not really Sonic, it's just my idealization of Sonic that kills nerds. Because nerds were mean to me in high school, why can't I kill them? Why can't Sonic kill them? But it's not Sonic, it's my version. This is my argument. This is fair use. Killing people should be fair use. It's fair to kill people. I'm not saying, I'm not angry about it. I just want to make it a point. I'm making it a political, not a political point in politics, but the same kind of shit they say on extra credits, because it's meaningful. This is meaningful stuff I'm doing right now.
I look forward to angry nerds when you're just launching nerds into brick walls.
Blender. Or yeah, brick wall, that's fine enough, because then it's not, the pain isn't immediate. I mean, it is immediate, but they linger. They linger to life. If you like shoot them, they die. It's harrowing. But I think a lot of dramatic works need more harrowing stuff. It's very important to have conflict and resolution in games. This is part of the why I make games like this.
Out of curiosity, that rolling right there, what's that an homage to?
You've never played Overwatch?
Oh, right, but I didn't realize that McCree actually rolled in the game.
Huh? He's
Overwatch?
He's also a cowboy. He also does High Noon. You play the game.
Yes.
You get the special up. He gets the High Noon, and it's an insta kill if he kills you with it. But if you never played this game, you think it's just trash. It's like, what's this a reference to?
No, I just meant with the rolling, because
Yeah.
I have so many friends that are obsessed with Overwatch, so by osmosis, I've experienced everything that there is to experience with Overwatch to date.
But you didn't experience the rolling, so you wouldn't have gotten it. You would have been John Turp. You would have been like, I don't get it. If he put in a piece of dialogue that said he could roll and it was from the game, I understand, but this is just confusing.
Look,
It just makes it harder to kill.
maybe add in some text that says, this character rolls, look out for his rolls.
And it's like, yeah, but if you do that, you get confused with Sonic the Hedgehog. You don't know who's rolling. Sonic never rolls in this game.
No, he doesn't
I
need
think the
to.
game would be better if he did roll.
He punches nerds in the dick.
I think if Roly Poly Oly from the Disney Channel series was in the game, I think that would be better because no one would know that character, and I think that's what bootlegs are. It's very obscure stuff. And, I'm gonna be Evan Dread for a moment right now. I'm gonna say I like Krell's games; they're really, really good right now. But I really could have seen more rolling because I love that rolling action in his game because it's really cool. But I don't know if that was the right character to do it. You know, man, I really love Harold Krell stuff, but it's just like I just need to see that rolling. I think if I just saw that rolling, this game would be put in the top tier, Sonic level stuff. I just want to say that as Ever Dread,
I will tip my proverbial fiddle if you can also do a Blink Eve impression.
Oh my god, I'm laughing my ass off here. It's amazing. Even if I don't catch it on mic, you're killing me. Keep going, or
so
whatever.
funny.
This is amazing. I'm having the time of my life.
I know. I think he's gonna win. Look at that. See, the more he blinks, the more damage he's gonna do. You can't punch him. No. That's a bad design decision.
That's broken. He's gotta get patched.
He's got to be patched in the new one where he gets the downloadable content where he just wears the thong and the nipple rings costume. But I think it's unfair because you have to buy the loot boxes. You can't just buy the costume where he has the nipple rings. That's why I hate Overwatch, and that's why he's in this game, because he's a fucking nerd for being completely unlikable, not in his nipple ring costume.
But wouldn't you say that if we didn't recognize the role, then that means that we're not nerds, and therefore we're like, the target audience?
Oh, I think I did it.
Look at
Get out of here, nerd.
Nerd, you're a fucking loser. Go to heaven. I'm just kidding. Oh, what's that?
Hanzo,
Look at
man.
that fucking nerd. You're about to get planed, you nerd.
Please.
Nerd. Go fucking die in the tower, you nerd.
Oh my god.
Look at that.
Oh my
nerd.
god. Oh my god.
Smash boys, what you gonna do about the Smash boys? Smash boys, Smash boys, what you gonna do about the Smash
Get it.
boys? They're coming for you. They're coming for you. They're coming for you. They're coming
Wow.
Smash boys, Smash boys, what you gonna do about the Smash boys? Smash boys, Smash boys, what you gonna do about the Smash boys? They're coming for you. They're coming for you. They're coming for you. They're coming for you. Smash boys,
this is great.
what you gonna do about the Smash boys? Smash boys, Smash boys, what you gonna do about the Smash boys? They're coming for you. They're coming for you. They're coming for you. They're coming for you. Smash boys, Smash boys. It just keeps going on. But that's kind of like a reward. It's like I wanted to add that at the end. There's gonna be more lyrics about them saying like, there's gonna be more lyrics about them going like, "Hey motherfucker, what you gonna do when these fellas come and take a shit on you? They're coming for you. They're coming for you." But I had time constraints because I had a family I had to take care of. Yeah.
Holy
So
shit.
you got 92,000. That's not too bad.
Not too bad. Not the best though.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Not the. I did the best. Someone got 100,000 in the thread. Good for them.
Damn.
So it's like that's 2 free lives. You get a free life every 50,000, just like the old games. Just like the old games, I don't tell you about it. You gotta find it out for yourself.
Ah.
So why don't you play Smash Boys versus the Nerdy Boys right now? It has Mario and Sonic and Monkey and Kirby in it. Look at them. Look at them. They're strong. I guess we're just
Strong
gonna listen to
boys.
this forever then.
Yeah, pretty much.
But where's Bash Crandicoot?
I think this is actually the end of the segment here. So I think we'll end on a strong note. Thank you, Harold, for
Yeah.
thank you, Harold, for coming on.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you for having me on. God bless you. God bless everyone here.
God bless this game. It's beautiful.
Lay down arms and pray for safety for all of the Jam contestants. They were all good. I personally would think that everyone's good at making video games here. Good for you. I think the Jam is, if anything, the Jam is more evident nowadays more than they were in days past. So I think my post-mortem would be that I did a lot of things right, but I also did things that weren't as right, and hopefully in the future I'll make the same exact mistakes that I'll make again so I could write a really good post-mortem for the next game. And I think that's the most important thing to learn here, is that the most important part of game development is a good post-mortem. Fuck making a game, just write a bunch of words.